guys. We gotta switch the GFI out of here because what happens is Section 8 is a Section 8 tenant we found out is gonna be taking this apartment. So we gotta have GFI switches in here, in the kitchen and in the bathroom. So we have two that we gotta switch out. We gotta switch this one out and we gotta switch this one out. I wanna show you guys how easy this is, right? First thing you wanna do is you wanna get a tester. You can pick these up at Home Depot. This one's a little bit fancy. This is probably about 20 bucks or so. You can pick them up for $5, $6, probably even $2 or $3. So what we want to do is go ahead and test first to see if you have power. So you see we have power here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the breaker, and we're going to find out which one it is. I already know it's this one. So I'll press it. I'll turn it off. And if you come back over here, you notice our tester stopped making noise and we have no more reading. So our power is completely dead. So now it's safe to work here. All right. So this is very simple, guys. It's a very, very simple repair. You can do this at home. You can do this all by yourself. This is not something electrician to charge it's not something that you need to actually call an electrician out for. But let me just show you how simple this is. Once everything is working here, sometimes you just might want to switch these out because they're old and you're remodeling. But it's honestly safer to have the GFIs in the kitchen and the bathroom anyway, because you're dealing with water in the kitchen and the bathroom. And anytime you have water and electricity together, you're gonna want to use GFIs. Simply because what happens is the GFIs, they have a breaker inside the unit, so it'll trip. If there was anything happen, this will trip instead of tripping out the whole kitchen, and it actually reduces risk of shock. So it's good thing to have in your kitchens and your bathroom, guys. So check your kitchens and your bathrooms. While we have a lot of time at home here, we find some stuff to do. Go out to Home Depot. I guarantee you can find GFIs. They're not sold out. It's not like toilet paper. They're not sold out. All right. So now that I just pulled out those two screws, it's just two screws holding this thing in here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. Now remember, I turned off the power, so I know I have no power. Now when we go back here, you're gonna only have three. You have 3 wires, right? And I don't know if you probably can't see it right here, but it's gonna tell you this side is gonna be your hot side. I know that because this is where our power is coming from. This is my white line is gonna be my neutral line, and then the green line is gonna be my ground line. So all I gotta do is loosen all these 3 up, remembering where each one came from. These apartments are old, guys. This stuff has been in here for years. When I say years, I mean donkey years. So let me just get that out. Pull that out. All right, so this is the hot wire, guys. What I would recommend doing is go ahead and work one at a time. Work one wire at a time. If you're very inexperienced and you have doubts, you're doubting yourself, work one wire at a time. So I got the hot wire off. Now if you look here, it's gonna tell you hot wire on this side, white wire on the other side. Ground wire is gonna be down here on the bottom, right? Only reason I'm working with gloves because it's filthy in this apartment and I don't feel like getting this stuff all over my hands. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and put in my hot wire now, because what happens is if I do them one at a time, I'm leaving no room for mistakes. Tighten my guy back up. Guys, if you like what you see, don't forget, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of do-it-yourself. It's all about self-sustainability, man. The less you can depend on other people for, and you can do yourself, that's what we're trying to accomplish here. So if there's anything any little knowledge I have that I can share with you, that I think might be able to help you, I'm gonna go ahead and share it. These GFIs, to replace these GFIs is gonna be $130 if you call an electrician out. And that's if you're like me and you're in the business and you know people that You look, go on Google and call an electrician. I don't know what they're going to charge you, but like I said, we're going to do one wire at a time, right? So let me go ahead and straighten this ground wire out. It's crooked. Now the green is my ground, and the fantastic thing about this stuff, man, it's all color coordinated for you. So if you notice, I have a green screw here. That's because that's where my green wire is going to go. Green screw, green wire. I mean, these guys go to school to learn this stuff, man. Don't get me wrong. But tighten this guy back up. Now, if you can see, I'm sweating bullets. And that's because it's nerve-wracking working with electricity. I know it's all. Yeah, I needed to get a better screwdriver. The screwdriver wasn't doing me any justice. So, again, I'm just gonna stick our ground wire in here. I want that all the way in. The real thing you want to be careful about is you want your wires all the way in, and you want to make sure nothing's going to touch anything when you're done. So we got our hot, we got our ground. Now we're going to do our neutral wire. There was nothing wrong with this guy. Only reason I'm replacing it, I mean, other than the fact that it's old and it's been painted up and everything. But like I said, the only reason I'm replacing it is because this apartment is getting taken by a Section 8 tenant, and Section 8 requires GFIs in the kitchen and the bathroom. And like I said before, it's a very good idea for you to have your GFIs, in the bathroom. And the background wire is going to give me a car. All right, so what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to cut these wires off a little bit because they're a little bit too long. All right, so I'm just going to snip my wires here because they're giving me a little bit of trouble because they're too long. So on the old style, years ago, they wrap these things around the bolts, as you can see how it was done. But with the new style here, all you do is push it in. You don't have to wrap it around, you just push it in. So, like I said before, okay, so now we have 3 white wires, 3 open wires, because we had to take it off and we didn't get to do what we were gonna do with doing 1 wire at a time. Now that we got 3 raw wires and we're not sure which one is which, we're gonna go back over and we're gonna turn our electrical back on, right? So now that our electrical back on, this stuff is hot, so you don't want to go touching around in here. But what I am going to do to find my white wire, to find my my hot wire, I know white is neutral. White's always neutral. Ground is giving me nothing. There is my, now I'm hot, right? Now I'm hot.
What happens if you touch that with your bare hands?
If I touch both of them with my bare hands, I'm gonna get a 120 volt shock. Because what happens if electricity is gonna run right through me, I'm gonna be the connector now. So now that I know which is which, I'm gonna come back over, I'm gonna shut my switch off. I've shut the switch off, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna test again to make sure that I hit the right switch, all right? Let's start with the ground because that's on the bottom. I'm gonna work from the bottom up on this. Here. Now, even though I know it's off, I still don't want to touch both of them. Just because it's nerve-wracking. I turned it off myself. I'm not depending on nobody else, but it's electricity. I don't know about you, but I don't like the feeling of getting shocked. Happened a couple of times as a kid. I don't like it. All right, so there we go. Now we got that. Now we're gonna double check and just make sure this says hot wire. Can we see that? Does it say hot wire on this side? All right. So now we're gonna put our hot wire where it says, only because it says to put the hot wire there. I'm telling you guys, keep it simple. You can do a lot of this stuff at home yourself. If you're liking what you see, go ahead and hit the like button for me, please. I appreciate that. And let's subscribe, share the video. You never know, you might have a friend that is looking to change this stuff out. You can save him some money. You can save him some money. Show him how to get them done it yourself. You can get these GFI. I think I bought 4 GFIs for like $15. I want to say it wasn't very expensive. But like I said, an electrician is going to charge you at least $130 to replace this guy. So now we'll just go ahead and shove all our stuff back in here. Those wires back in. The screws are going to line up. The screws are going to line right back up. Just get everything out of your way back there. Sometimes it can get a little bit tight because they have a few things in those in these boxes here. So I'm just gonna put my little screw back in here. Same thing on the bottom. Get that guy lined up. All right. Now before we put our cover back on, we're gonna go back over to our box, switch it on, and if you notice, you didn't catch that, I'm gonna catch it for you. We'll do it for you again. Watch this when I turn it back on. When I turn it on, you get that red flash. Red flash is usually not good, but since I just installed that, I know that red flash is just telling me that's my first time. So what the red flash did is it tripped right there. I go ahead and reset it. Now you're red, green, and we're absolutely good. And that's what Section 8 is looking for. Guys, that's what you want to do. You want to just drop these in the kitchen. If you don't have them, if you still have this old style in your kitchen, very easy to just switch that out. I want to say $13, $14 at Home Depot for a box of 4. You have 2 in. I have 2 in the kitchen. When we're there's 2 over here. You put your microwave and all of that stuff, and then you usually have 1 in each bathroom. So a 4-pack of these. I replaced that in 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. Save yourself $130. See you all in the next video. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Thanks. I appreciate watching. Thank you.